this microphone, in that ring, even in commentary. Nobody can touch me. Awesome!
Boots to asses all night long. If you're some
This time we're going to be talking about most likely returns and as well a debut with Los Matadors and as well a couple of other things that are going in the wrestling world right now. So I'm going to go ahead and have my guests introduce themselves. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's going on, guys? My name is Barrett, and yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
And I'm Thrashmaniac99.
Alright, it's a pleasure to have you guys here on the show for the debut episode of this podcast. And season is when he's expected to most likely make a return, and now he's in with Fozzy as of right now. So what kind of things would you like to see out of Chris Jericho? Maybe some possible matches and everything like that, and what type of gimmick maybe you would think he would have, and do you think he's going to be coming back with the same gimmick? So I'm going to head things over to Thrashmaniac99. How do you feel about that, man?
Well, yeah, for sure he's coming back around WrestleMania time. Most likely as a surprise Rumble entrant, just like last year. But, well, now, as far as if I think he's going to be the same character, I would say yes, because, I mean, he was like that pretty much all this year up until he left in the night after Money in the Bank. So, yeah, I could see him being the same character now. Who do I want him to face at WrestleMania? That's a tough call, but I would like to see him. We never did have a WrestleMania match other than like a multi-man match between Randy Orton and Chris Jericho. I think that'd be a pretty good match.
Alright, Brahim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the choice. He can either return as a face or he can return as a heel. I'm not bothered which, really. I mean, of course, we all know that Chris Jericho is natural as a heel, like, you know, that's his usual natural nature, but I wouldn't be bothered if he wants to return as a heel or a face. WrestleMania matches, that's the thing. I don't know who Chris Jericho could face. I mean, right now, I mean, of course, there's loads of stars that Chris Jericho, if he wanted to, could put over. But for me, I actually don't know who he could have a match with. That's but there's loads of people that he could have a match with. Just for me, I don't know who those people could be. I couldn't really think off the top of my head for that.
Yeah, that seems fair, and I think it's going to be really awesome by the time when Chris Jericho comes back. I could see this coming for him, maybe around Royal Rumble would be fair, and he's never won the Royal Rumble as far as I'm concerned. That would be something new for him. Maybe eventually go back into the main event picture and everything. I would love to see him maybe win a World or a WWE title. I think that would be really great. Most likely I would like to see him as a face. I really like the change up that he does each and every time, so we do get to see him within whatever type of year he's going to be coming in, a different side of Chris Jericho. We've seen him, you know, being more serious and everything, or a comedic type of guy. So it's kind of interesting where things are going to go now, since his character was a mixture of different things. He was a heel at first, and then he went back to a face, so it was more like he was in some ways a bit of a tweener at that time, and then stayed legit face. So things are going to be interesting, and it's kind of got my curiosity going on where Chris Jericho is going to go. And before I actually get into other things, I wanted to thank a good friend of mine too for the intro that helped me out with that, and that is Simon Uncle HD. Thank you, man, for that. Definitely a lifesaver for me, and I appreciate that. So definitely go check him out on YouTube, which is of course at Simon Uncle HD. Alright, so getting into the next thing here, and that is about Mr. Monday Night, and that is Rob Van Dam. And getting into with him, and it looks like he's going to be looking to take some time off. Hearing rumors about that, and now it looks to be official after WWE Battleground, which is this Sunday, and it looks to be Rob Van Dam's last match for a while. So what do you think he should be doing when he comes back? How do you feel about the whole return and everything, and what Rob Van Dam has been doing lately? I'm going to head things over to Brahim on this one, and what are your overall thoughts on Rob Van Dam for this year?
I think he's had an alright year. I mean, for me personally, I would have liked it if he won some championships. Like I said, maybe won the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto. To be honest, I'd rather see Rob Van Dam as world champ than Alberto Del Rio. Like, let's be honest with this. I mean, Alberto Del Rio, he's for me, he's got no charisma. I mean, but his character's just boring and stale. So it would be good if we could see Rob Van Dam as a champion. If he does return to WWE, which I hope he does, I just would like him to win some championships, because if this could be one of his last runs. I mean, if he decides this could be his last run with WWE, let it be a memorable one, let it be a good one, and with that, let him win some championships. And of course, he may want to put up a few people over, but let him win a few championships first, and then let him put people over, because Rob Van Dam, he's definitely championship material. I mean, I still remember that time where he was the WWE champion and the ECW champion. I mean, I know that he had 2 titles, I can't remember which they were, but we all know he's championship material, so yeah, I think he deserves to be a champion, and hopefully when he returns, he can be a champion, he can win some championships.
Alright, Thrash, your thoughts?
I think for RVD's return, I thought for this whole 90-day run that he's been having, it's been pretty good in terms of putting people over, because really, guys who are over 40, like RVD and Jericho, what they've been doing has been having the role of being a utility veteran, putting people over and getting good matches out of them. And that's exactly what RVD did pretty much throughout this whole run. I mean, yes, he probably should have won the world title at Night of Champions and then drop it to somebody at Battleground, but then again, his role as a utility veteran to put people over. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this whole return was really awesome ever since coming back on Money in the Bank, and he's been having really good performances ever since then. And this Sunday he's going to have a hardcore match with Alberto Del Rio. But with this, I thought it would have been a really good time, especially to have Rob Van Dam definitely when he came back and have him be able to be world champion. That's a title he's never won. He's won, of course, the WWE title and as well the ECW title, like we just listened earlier from Bohemian and everything. So having him win the World Heavyweight title, I think he can last a good few months with it, and then work with a few other guys too, and have some new feuds, hopefully when he comes back. So I wouldn't mind another world title run from Rob Van Dam. He's one of my favorites, so why the hell not? Maybe he'll get to come back around Royal Rumble time, depending on when he's going to be able to come back. So that's going to be really cool, and really damn interested to see what kind of feud he's going to be going in for WrestleMania. And I really enjoyed the whole Shield work that he did too, and had a feud with the Shield for a little bit. So only time would tell there. And also getting into another topic here, and I've been actually really curious about this, and that is about Rey Mysterio. We haven't really heard far too much about him, and he recently returned at a few house shows, or at least one that I know of. And I'm really interested when the hell he's going to be coming back. I know he's in a way somewhat injury prone, so that's got me to thinking. And as well, how do you feel about this? I'm gonna head things over back to Thrash. And how do you feel about Rey Mysterio, and when do you think he's gonna return, and what do you think he's gonna be doing overall?
I don't know. It's hard to tell what he would do, because it's like anytime he shows back up, it's like injury comes back, injury comes back, injury comes back, wellness policy violation, injury comes back, injury comes back. It's like Rey's essentially made of glass, basically. I mean, he's not past his prime by design, but he's past his prime because he gets hurt constantly. And I think if Rey Mysterio, if he can still go, then by all means come back. But in my opinion, he should have retired like 2 or 3 years ago. But then again, because Rey loves wrestling so much, and if he can still go, then by all means come back. But if he can't do it anymore, then he needs to retire.
Alright, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Rey, like I said, I love Rey. I think he's one of my favourite wrestlers. But again, like Thrash is saying, he comes back. I think every time he makes a return, he doesn't even last a year. He lasts like 5 months, and then he gets injured again. And it's just that thing with his knee, that nagging knee injury that's always going to stay with him. I think it's ever since 2008 or whatever. It just feels like that knee injury has always been nagging him, and now it feels like every time he's going to return, if he hurts his knee a little bit, he's just going to get injured again. And Rey's an awesome wrestler. I mean, there's no doubt Rey's an awesome high flyer. He definitely paved the way for other luchadors in the WWE. But I think this could be, if Rey does return, this could be one of his last runs, because I just think that it's not. I mean, it's not really good to just have someone return and then get injured, return and get injured. Because if you keep getting injured then returning, you're just gonna keep. You know, he's going to ruin that knee of his. So, yeah, like I said, I love Rey. He's an awesome wrestler, but I think it's nearly time to hang up the boots now.
Right, yeah, it definitely does suck too, having a wrestler that, as good as he is definitely injury prone, and we've seen that before. So that's what I don't like about that, and that's the downfall and the bad side of that. So with him actually making his return, it could be definitely sometime soon, maybe at least around Survivor Series. I really enjoyed the pairing with him and Sin Cara. I was hoping maybe to get an actual feud out of those two, which would have been great for WrestleMania, or have those two be World Tag Team Champions together, since they were working really well, and that actually helped out Sin Cara a lot more. So I thought that was really damn interesting. Maybe we could see that again, who knows, but only time to tell. So that about does it for me on Rey Mysterio on my end. Now getting into a debut that we did get to see this past week on Raw, and we're going to see them again on SmackDown, and that is about Los Matadors actually making their debut, or re-debut if you want to call them, with Epico and Primo. So how do you guys feel about that, and the whole entrance and the whole movesets and everything? What do you think is going to be in the works? Thrash, how do you feel about that?
Ole!
Well, to be honest,
Ole.
ole. But to be honest with you, it's like the characters of Epico and Primo now, it is cartoonish, but then again, it's going to set up for what may be a potential great feud between Los Matadores and the Real Americans, which would be a really good tag team feud, since we really need another one of those, since technically we do have Usos and or the Primetime Players against the Shield, but we need like another one to set up for potential contenders. And Epico and Primo have always been a really good team, no matter what gimmick they had. I think this gimmick is very cartoonish, but then again, it's going to make for a potentially great feud between them and the Real Americans. It's like, people think it was already set to fail. We just have to see where this goes. Do I think they're going to be the best team ever? No, but do I think they're going to be a team that's going to have great matches? Yes.
Alright, Brahim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, no hate towards the actual wrestlers themselves, because Primo and Epico are excellent wrestlers, excellent high flyers. It's just, for me, the gimmick is just so corny, it's so stupid, the outfits look stupid. I just feel like they're gonna I think they will have good matches, but I just don't think the gimmick's gonna last long. I think this gimmick is gonna last a few months. They're gonna build them up for a little bit, and then they'll probably build them up for a little bit, and then they'll just go down again. And I think this gimmick's gonna be a massive fail, and that's just predicting it, because I truly believe that it's going to be a massive fail. I think they should just go back to their... I mean, either give them a new gimmick or go back to another gimmick. I mean, go back to their old gimmick. But if you're going to give them a new gimmick, give them something that's not like this. I mean, this is just... It's corny. I don't like it. I think the only good thing about Los Matadores' gimmick is that bull. And that's everything.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still more in the middle with this. You know, I don't really mind it all that much. I really enjoyed the in-ring work, and it's been one of the best ever. I've always enjoyed Epico and Primo. I'm going to miss them as they are and everything. And now with this new gimmick, you know, they'll probably warm up to me at the time. You know, when things get closer and everything with the feuds they're going to be in with and everything else. So with them having a feud with the Real Americans, I think that's going to make some really great stuff. And I'm sure Zeb Coulter is going to have a lot to say about them and everything, and I know he's been talking about them too on Twitter lately, so that's going to be damn interesting there. So that's how I really feel about it. So I'm kind of warming up to them just a little bit at the moment, but I did not mind their debut, so we'll see what happens from here. Alright, now getting into the final two topics that I'll be talking about, and with one, there seems to be a little bit of a repackaging for Wade Barrett in the future. We haven't seen him in God knows how long we've seen him for, so it's been a while. So that leads me to my next question here. What do you think he's going to be doing when he comes back? What type of gimmick he's going to be having? Is it going to be anything different? Or is it going to be, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but overall, how do you feel about Wade Barrett and the possible repackaging, and what do you think he's going to come back, and I'm going to send things over right back to Brahim on this one?
Yeah, I think Wade Barrett, he has the potential to become a big name in the WWE. His mic skills are awesome. His fighting skills are awesome. I just don't get why WWE have to do this to him. And like, I liked his gimmick when he returned. He had the beard and everything. He had the the knuckle fight gimmick. I thought this was going to be a good run for Wade Barrett, but it just looks like WWE have dropped the ball with him once again. And he's being repackaged. I just hope that if he is being repackaged, he's repackaged for the good. Like, I don't want Wade Barrett to return with like an stupid gimmick, like I just want him to return as a badass, a guy that can fight, a guy that loves to fight, and that's kind of where the bare knuckles background went with him, so I don't know how they could go from there. So I guess we'll have to see, but if Wade Barrett does return, he needs to get a good push because he deserves it.
Thrash, your thoughts?
Well, overall, Wade Barrett is, and I kind of mentioned this in my 10 questions with Thrash video, which, by the way, I have a quick announcement regarding that. Since I've just found out I got a freaking copyright strike on my account, now I'm going to have to do, if like an episode's too long, I'm going to have to split it into like 2 parts. That's stupid. But anyways, with Wade Barrett, I think the guy has, like I said in the video, I think he has all the tools to be a main eventer. He's got the look and the size of a guy Vince would push. And he's good in the ring. He's great on the mic. Really, ever since he got that broken elbow last year before WrestleMania. And the plan was they were going to do a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, and Barrett was going to win and get a world title. But because he got hurt, they had to scrap it and have in that Team Johnny, Team Teddy match. So, really, after he came back from that injury, he's really just been floundering, other than being a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. I think this repackaging, hopefully they do it good, and they give him the push he desperately deserves.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Wade Barrett could definitely be a really great main eventer and the world champion. I love the stuff that he was doing with Daniel Bryan, and that was like the last time we'd seen him, and then it was like over not too long ago. Yeah, on that SmackDown. So hopefully we will get to see something similar to his last gimmick with the bare knuckle fighter and everything. I really enjoyed that too. I thought that was one of the best stuff too, since he's really into that in real life. So why not still have that continue, maybe with a little bit more edginess, and I think that'll be fine. So hopefully we will get to see more of him. I do enjoy watching him. I was able to be lucky enough to see him wrestle for the first time, and that was basically like last year around this time. So that was really cool on that note. So hopefully we will get to see some good things come out of Wade Barrett, and I think keeping him as a heel would be great. I don't know how he would do as a babyface. That would seem a little awkward, but I will give it a chance. But I think having him as a heel is definitely badass in my personal opinion. Alright, now getting into the main topic that I really wanted to talk about.